friends, and welcome. It's Kathleen from COZ Creations, and as always, I am really glad you guys are here. We're going to be doing a fun painting with a bunch of cool little techniques here and there that might inspire you all. This canvas has already been prepped. We put down Artist Loft White. Our colors today are gold and turquoise. Guys, so pretty. Prettiest shade of blue I've ever gotten my hands on. So if you have time to head out there, go ahead and give it a try. This is Jadette Green by Deco Art Extreme Sheen, and that is a really pretty green that plays well with blues. Here is Deco Art Amethyst. I believe that is what that was, and that is also a metallic paint and the Extreme Sheen line. Really fun colors. Payne's Gray, guys. This is just the prettiest shade of blue, and I thought that that would work really well in there. Now, you're not gonna believe how I got to the end results. I wanted to try a Dutch pour, so got my handy dandy blow dryer out, and it all started real well. I got some beautiful lacing with that white. I opted not to put down more white around those colors that I blew because I wanted them to be really bold, and they were. But once I finished doing all this blowing with that handy dandy blow dryer, I sat back and looked and said, you know what? I think we can kick this up a notch, which you'll see coming up here real soon. But part of that painting, I really liked. Other parts of it, I didn't. And you're going to see where I take some things away, I add some things, and I basically just do what I love to do. I play with my paints. So here we go, taking a part of it away that I wasn't real fond of, and you can see we still got some good movement going on in that paint. There's still a good amount of paint there on that canvas. So I'm preparing a cup now. I'm layering all of those colors that you see with some white in between them, and I'm going to do a ring pour. Now, I ended with that white because I wanted that to be the first color to hit the canvas. So we're doing a little ring pour here, giving it a bit of a torch. Now we're just going to kind of move it around, but I don't want to lose that really pretty lacing that you see up above. So I'm going very gingerly. It starts to stretch out a little bit, but I decided that I liked it. Fiddling, turning the canvas around, looking at it from different angles to kind of see where I want to go with it. But boy, aren't those colors beautiful, guys? Getting rid of any air bubbles that we have. Oh, what the heck? Let's do another little ring pour. What the heck? We're playing with our paints. Moving that around kind of gingerly. Once again, I don't want to lose the lacing that I got from the Dutch pour part of this painting. Mix it up, guys. Play with it. Have fun with it. Experiment. You learn so much when you do. Now, you're going to see me use my white paint a lot. That's my base coat, my Artist Loft White. If I see a section of the painting that I don't like, take it away. Re-examine things. Look at it from different angles. Like right there, I wanted a little bit more separation between that ring pour and the original Dutch pour part of this painting. Giving it a torch, you can see some cells popped up there on your right hand side. Adding a few enhancements, just kind of staring at it, playing with it, see what we can do to enhance this just a little bit more. I wasn't going to give up on this painting. Those colors just, they warmed my inside, so I wanted to keep playing. I can play with a painting, guys, until it gets to a point where it's almost dry, and I force myself to stop. Now I wanted to pick up, that color looks really dark, and it's actually that teal color, and every once in a while when the camera hits the painting as I'm tilting it, you'll see that a little bit better. But that teal, I wanted to pick it up in that corner because I had it down at the other corner, and I'm kind of a symmetrical girl. Now I had added, sorry about that nappy head, guys. It's in your way. It'll be out of here in just a second. I added some white paint where you see me blowing with a straw, and I'm just kind of trying to get rid of a section that I wasn't really crazy about. Here you see me dumping a little bit more on there, which is okay to do because we've gotten to a point with our canvas. You'll see when I pick it up and tilt some excess paint off, you'll see that the composition is not moving that much. That's when you do your enhancements, when you've done the majority of your tilting. That way, if you have to tilt some excess paint off in an area that you take away, the composition doesn't move that much. I'm just kind of softening up those edges just a little bit with that white paint. There's a little bit of a hook there in the area that I'm working, so I kind of blew it with my straw. Now you got to be kind of careful with that. You have to blow at an angle, because if you blow down too much, you'll bring up whatever color paint is down that you took away, earlier. So you have to blow at an angle. Here we're just playing. That's that pretty teal. It looks very dark in the video, but it's not. It's just the most beautiful shade of blue-green. Kind of running my popsicle stick through there, trying to get a few pretty little legs. Now I liked most of this, but you'll see I'm about to take part of it away because right there. I like the little feathering part, but I didn't like that other leg. Pouring that base coat down, tilting the canvas as I do it so that excess paint runs off. And as you can see, the rest of the painting is not moving. And if it is, it's very little movement. Cleaning up those sides, the undersides a little bit there. Noodling, thinking about what I'm gonna do next. Now this beautiful shade here, that green, I wanted just a little bit more of it because it was only in a few spots there on the painting. And also softening up those lines a little bit. And I'm a symmetrical kind of girl. I have it up top. I need to put a little bit of it down below. And here it comes again. I run that popsicle stick ever so lightly across the top of that painting. It's almost like it's floating. Now here I decided I wanted to add a little bit more of those little gooby cell things that I had going on there. There was only about 3 or 4, and I thought, well, let's add a little bit to that. Now I don't just drop the paint in because those little cells are kind of oblong, so I kind of added some oblong cells to it. That's hard to say. Here comes a few more. Now when you torch these added little man-made oblong cells, they'll kind of expand out a little bit, and then they'll sink down into the base coat, which kind of roughs them up a little bit and makes them look a little bit more like the natural ones. Now that green line that I added was a little bit too far away from where I wanted it to be, so I'm just taking my straw and kind of blowing it a little bit closer. It was too separate for me, so I'm sending it a little bit closer to those man-made cells. Now here I got my arm in an awkward angle because I want to take away a part of this painting. And I got my left arm under the canvas, my right arm crossing over. I'm taking away that little jaggy thing that's sticking out. It just seemed like it shouldn't be there. So adding a little bit more of that base coat and letting it just kind of run off. And see, that painting is not moving. And if it is, it's moving very, very little. Those little cells are getting a little stretched out, but that works. You gotta experiment. That's how you come up with this fun stuff. Yeah, I decided I didn't like that part. So bye-bye. Now my base coat is the same consistency as the other paints. I used my normal pouring medium, which is 75% Floetrol, 25% GAC 800 by Golden. Here I'm softening up that little tail a little bit. Like I said, guys, I can stare at a painting and play with it for, oh, if it let me, for hours. As soon as I walk away from it and come back and look at it again, I see something else I wish I had added or taken away. Added a little bit more base coat there as well, and I'm blowing it into that little arced area of the painting, just kind of trying to soften that up a little bit. Now, what I'm about to do here, I have mixed opinions of. After staring at this painting once it dried, I almost wish I hadn't done what I'm about to do. But the good thing about it, guys, is when your painting is dry, you can go back and take things away, but it's a lot of work. You can't just paint some additional base coat on top of a section that you didn't like. You have to carry that base coat throughout the painting because it's so hard to get that base coat to the exact color and consistency it was when you did your original pour. Here I'm just blowing out, getting some legs going. Look at that color turquoise. Isn't that just beautiful, especially when it hits that white? And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Now watch how I make little hooks out of it. I blow it out first and then I go to the in-between section where the white is. Hang on, I think it's coming. There we go. Well, my nappy head's in the way. But I blow the white into it to kind of thin out that section. I think you'll see it a little bit better on this one. Now, I add enough of that teal color so it drips down the side of my painting as well. See how I blow it and then I blow the white. Blow the turquoise, then I blow the white, and that kind of gives it that little bit of a thinner squiggle. There's that nappy head again. Yeah, I wish I had left those guys out, but that's okay. Live and learn. It was fun. I showed you how to do some cool little effects, I hope. And here we go. We're coming in for a close-up. And make sure you stay tuned, guys, because you'll see the dried results from different angles. I haven't decided which way this, way to hang this or anything yet. I take a picture of the canvas and I flip it left, flip it right, upside down to decide how I apply my hanging hardware. Well, there you have it, guys. That was fun. It's always fun hanging out with y'all. There's a close-up, and then there's going to be some other examples of it too. And you know what, guys? I'm so glad you joined me. I have so much fun with this. Wishing each and every one of you a happy painting day to come, or a happy painting evening. I'll miss you till I see you guys again. Bye now.